Hey, welcome back to the Tomb of Terror. Once again, brought to you in color from the Groucho Orloff International Broadcasting Network. It's a great Saturday. Starting to actually feel like spring. It's in the 50s outside, which feels really great. This morning I watched a great live broadcast, Dr. Silver Age and Shannon talking about comic books. Now I'm watching everyone gathering in Waco for the big Donald Trump rally tonight, which is the highlight of my day. And if I was still back in Texas, this is the big weekend of the Texas Pinball Festival up north of Dallas. But I'm not there now, so I'm not able to go there now. So instead, I'm just hanging out here in the castle. Let's. The last episode, I was talking about a show that I worked on back in the mid to late '90s called The Hypnotic Eye with Joe Riley, and since then, I've discovered that people have put episodes of that on YouTube again. So that's amazing. Let's show you. I discovered a channel on Roku that you need to know about. So I'll show that to you now. One thing I forgot to mention, I think when I was talking about Joe Riley last episode, is that he was tied in with Doug Smith and the Church of the Subgenius, and he had a lot of involvement in doing special effects for their video productions. And he also made great masks. He made some Planet of the Apes masks that would look completely real, like they were from the 20th Century Fox set. And anyway, there's a channel that's put together by the Church of the Subgenius that's on here. Yeah, you see this? It's called OSI 74. So what you've got to do is go to the search on your Roku and search for OSI 74, and then you click this channel, and it has all the Hypnotic Eyes. They do have commercials, but most of the commercials are like from vintage commercials or Japanese commercials. This whole Roku network seems to be nothing but just really cool stuff and monster-oriented stuff. But anyway, here's episode 7. This is the one there. It shows a lot of my. So I was watching it. See, that was that's the Donny Osmond puppet that I portrayed. Anyway, so you can. This is another way to watch it. The cool thing about this is they have introductions from like Doug Smith of the Subgenius guy, Doug Smith, and different people that knew him or didn't know him, talking about Joe Riley. So that's something cool that the other sources don't have. So and they have this introduction here, which is really nice. This is a good. Oh, but another thing this thing has. Oh, and I met Doug Smith once. I was into that Church of the Subgenius stuff when they first appeared on WFAA talk radio in the 80s, probably early 80s. Doug Smith and Philo Drummond. I remember recording their appearance on audio cassette. I still have that somewhere. And man, I got to get a haircut. I look like a total moron. Anyway, I went to I went to Joe Riley's birthday party, and Doug Smith was there, and he was a really nice guy. Um, anyway, see, they have this. This is great. This documentary called Arise. You've got to watch that when you get on there. But they've got cult movies, TV, all of it. But this is the thing. Back in the days of MySpace, I was friends with these guys that did this show Ghoul a Go Go. And here's that Spook show. And cartoons. They have all kinds of stuff on here. This is really an amazing channel. So they've got. It's the whole thing behind it is supposed to be broadcasting from another planet, OSI 74. But I would highly recommend that you lots of horror movies and horror movie hosts and so I would recommend this channel. But I was telling you about Ghoul a Go Go. But to really, I need to feed the dog real quick. The dog is. Let me put you guys down. The dog is communicating to me that she is hungry. Okay, Drew, hold on. Let's go eat. Let's go get some food. Okay. Ghoul a Go Go. I need to give you some background on this. You know, we used to trade cool stuff on VHS. And I was watching the last episode, and I was talking about how there would be this network of people that would trade through the mail VHS cassettes, and then we would make copies and trade with other people. And I remember one of the guys that was really, I'm not sure if it was Marshall Crenshaw or Marshall Crenshaw's brother in New York. Marshall Crenshaw was that singer in was that the 80s or the 90s? He was kind of like Buddy Holly a little bit. He did a song Someday, Some Way. Anyway, he was a major VHS trader. But anyway, we discovered a show called Kitty a Go Go. And I'll have to show a little bit of this to you on YouTube. We got a whole episode of Kitty a Go Go. And basically, it was a local show in Chicago where it was a 60s dance show where they played records and kids danced. But most of those shows, it's teenagers. This was like elementary school kids dancing. And so I'll go to YouTube. And so it's a lot like if you watched, I'm sure you've all seen the movie Hairspray, and the Corny Collins show had teenagers dancing, and then on one day a month they would have the day where the little brothers and sisters would come and dance, and but that's what this show was, and they had a host. Instead of like a Dick Clark, she was more like a romper room kind of host. It was called Kitty a Go Go, and anyway, we thought this was great, and they had a band play. I think it was a local Chicago band. I'll show you some of it. Oh man, I'm not thinking. I just erased what I typed. So anyway, these guys in New York decided to take Kitty A Go Go and make a monster version of it with kids dancing and monsters as the host, and film it in black and white and make it look exactly like a real. And they did a great job of making it really look like it's a show that came from the '60s. Okay, here's Kitty A Go Go. Um,
Hey kids, it's time to play the Mole Queen's Kitty A Go Go. This part of Kitty A Go Go is brought to you by Mickleberries, plump and juicy Franks, and their delicious variety of cold cuts. And now here she is, the girl who makes the scene every week on Kitty A Go Go, Pandora.
Hello out there, Kitty A Go Goers! Are you all ready to twist and shout? Oh, wonderful, because once again we're going to be doing the Duck, the Popeye, the Jerk, and all your favorites, just like your big brothers and sisters. And that's not all. I've got a big surprise for you. Today, right here in person on Kitty A Go Go, we're having the new Colony 6! Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun here on Kitty A Go Go today, I can tell you that much. But first, here comes a very important message for you from our good friend, Mickey the Rooster.
So anyway, they have little parts of the episode here.
Are you concerned about the air quality in your home? Protect your family's health
The
by
air
testing
quality
for
in my
radon.
home is
It's a
probably
naturally
horrific.
Will Ron Riley ever make it to WLS? Will Clark Weber, guest villain, go unpunished? Tune in next week and see. Same time, same Kitty Go Go channel. But now I'd like you to meet Chicago's own New Colony 6 with their latest recording, I Lie Away!
So you can see this show is definitely phenomenal, right? So let me go back to the OS. See, in the days of MySpace, I was aware of this show. I was friends with these guys that made the show, but it was really hard to get episodes because back then they weren't on YouTube. I think YouTube existed then. It was I think you had to order them from them, like 1 or 2 episodes on a disc, and it cost money, and it's like and there were some. Now they were tied in with Mike Vraney and Lisa Petrucci of the Something Weird Video Company, and on some of the Something Weird videos, they would have as an extra an episode of Ghoul A Go Go, and in fact, they're thanked in the credits of this show. So I got a few episodes that way, but I knew there was they have really cool bands appear on Ghoul A Go Go, like real bands. They had the 5, 6, 7, 8 appear in an episode, and they had Hazel Adkins appear, just bands that are that look like bands from the '60s. So I'm on the wrong channel. Okay, hold on. Forgot what I was doing. Okay, so OSI 74. Yeah, I got to show you this because you're gonna really thank me because this is one of the greatest things of all time. I was friends with them. It seems like I offended the vampire guy once on MySpace, probably with my politics. But I remember the Hunchback Crichton He was never seemed like he never. It seems like I remember something. I had to apologize to some. I don't remember. Anyway, there's a total of 13 episodes. This is all from about 2001 to about 2006. I think this series was made. It was a public access show, and they were, I think, based around Coney Island, and there were a lot of cool bands in that area at that time period. Man, I thought the Mummies went on this show, but I think I'm wrong. Well, they have a Mummy episode, but I don't think the Mummies perform in it. Anyway, when I recorded this whole series in a marathon yesterday, or was it the day before? Anyway, I had to preserve it because and I showed a little bit to my wife, and she was completely bored by it and thought, ugh. And it's like, how do you not understand? This is one of the greatest things in the world. But then she doesn't like the Beach Boys either, and she doesn't like the movie Animal House. I can't understand. But I guess not everyone thinks exactly like me. It's hard for me to reconcile the fact that there are people that aren't exactly like me that exist in the world. But I guess it's true. It's hard to believe. Okay, that's not what let's just look at the first episode. Which is which one? They have a superhero episode, Monkeys, Halloween, the Caveman episode's great. They also use a lot of footage from old films and stuff that they cut in. It's very much, if you like the Hypnotic Eye, this is right in those vein of that. I'm sure Joe Riley was able to see this show, in his last years, hopefully, because it's. Come on. Okay, here's the first episode, and you can see how faithfully
OSI's Saturday morning lineup of
they have like these commercials with these weird people. You have to fast forward past them.
every cookie.
They have a lot of Twix commercials, seem like. Okay. Anyway, so you got to get past the commercials.
Every cookie here at Left Twix.
So anyway, I guess today is the anniversary 30 years ago of when the ATF stormed the compound in Waco. That was something else. I was living in near, between Dallas and Fort Worth, and I'll pause this for a second. And they came in and shot through the doors, and there were people killed on both sides. And David Koresh, who was like the cult leader of this church, he'd been shot, I think, in the stomach, or he'd had some injuries. And he was calling up all these late night radio talk shows that he could hear from Waco. He could get Dallas radio from Waco, and he would call up, and he was talking about what it's like in the compound, and you could tell his breathing was labored because he'd been shot, and he kept calling. And eventually, they cut off his phone so he couldn't communicate with the outside world. But anyway, Trump is going to Waco on this anniversary, and ultimately, they just burned them out of the compound, and it was all really a horrible thing that happened during Clinton's presidency. So I guess maybe I'm sure he's, aware of the anniversary, and that's why he's doing it in Waco, and it's probably going to be a big deal. Anyway, there's a lot of demonizing of Trump right now in the media. Be a very interesting rally tonight. But anyway, this is the Kitty A Go-Go show.
Say, kids, what do you want to do? And here he is, the ghoul that always makes the undead scene, Vlad Tsepis.
Great googly moo! Hello out there, Ghoul-a-Go-Goers. Are you all ready to twist and shout? Very nice, because today we're going to do the Popeye, the Jerk, the Twist, the Watusi, just like your big brothers and sisters. Also, Crichton is going to show us some of his films, right? And later on in the show, we have a big surprise. We've got Johnny Chan and the new Dynasty 6. But that's later. For now, we dance.
So it really looks like a real show from the 60s, where they play monster-themed records, and then it's just a lot of fun.
Hickleberries wanted me to
And
tell
then
you about
they sell this
Hickleberries
meat,
cold cuts.
these advertisements,
Everyone knows Hickleberries
that
cold cuts.
and every so often the Hunchback comes out and will take kids off the dance floor to apparently turn them into the meat that they sell in the commercial breaks.
You mean, where was I born?
It's not fast forwarding very well. Anyway, the show is phenomenal. So anyway, this made me very happy. I'd kind of forgotten about this show and about my quest to obtain all the episodes way back when, but now I've got them all, and now who knows what I will be searching for next. But yeah, this will give you some fun. There's the superhero episode.
OSI Saturday. Batman and Robin saw the signal of a nation blind. Old Sam was escaping. He robbed a bank and supposed to have been blind. Old Sam.
So, you need to go get a Roku. They only cost about $30 to get one of these little ones. I'll be like, what is it that Horror Mike is always advertising? Tubi TV, and telling you all the great stuff on it. I'm kind of an advocate for Roku, Of course, Tubby TV, I like to call it Tubby TV, is on Roku. So get the Roku and you'll have all the entertainment that you can handle. So, a lot of cool stuff. What else did I find? There was something else I wanted to tell you about. There's just great stuff out there. I try to let you know when I find cool things. I've been working in the garage a lot, clearing that out. I actually was able to pull the car in last night when we came back from the barbecue place. That was kind of cool. Yeah. So, let's see. Let's get back to, another thing that you need to do is download Rumble. Because Rumble is also this network called Burrow. I guess it's, the whole joke about going down the rabbit hole, and it has all kinds of great conspiracy stuff that you could never put on YouTube. I recommend Burrow. Yes, I want to exit, yes. And then, where's Rumble? For some reason, this is my wife's television, and for some reason, although the Rumble is on here, think it doesn't show up. Anyway, I'm getting back to watching the people filing in for the Trump rally. Yeah, see, here's Rumble. Go to channel. This channel doesn't yet have the censorship that YouTube has. Scheiße, what? Sorry. Well, I got up to, I think, 415 subscribers, and a lot of people have been watching the Hypnotic Eye episode, the last episode, but then I lost 2 subscribers, so I'm back down to 413, because I think, people that think Joe Biden is a great president are very easily offended.
And she was able to share their stories. She's working to get those books.
All right, so we're here back to this.
Congress, and Mike Lindell actually
Let me turn down the volume a bit.
Oh,
wow.
Allowing them to be taken to those 50 members of Congress so they can wake up and see these injustices and hopefully do something to rectify these situations. So
Where's the
shout out to you,
volume,
Mike Lindell, for once again being a great patriot.
We love you, Mike.
We love you, Mike. And go support him. Go to mypillow.com. Use promo code RSBN. You will save up to 60%.
Man, I can't even figure out how to turn the volume off.
I get
Oh, well.
different memes from them. I love the team.
Well, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to clear off this stereo. I've got weird shit like this. I don't know what toy line she came from. You probably know. I can't open the stereo console to play records or listen to the radio till I move these things that have just accumulated. But this, it's a picture of my brother Steve. Passed away a few years ago. Put that over here.
Check out mystore.com.
And speaking of Mike Lindell, we have to support him also because he supports us. He has used his personal funds to really fight for election integrity, and he has not stopped yet. He keeps going and going, and I don't know if anyone runs as many commercials on TV as Mike Lindell, trying to reach out to the American people. So make sure you support him like he supports us.
Thank you, Vanessa, and we'll be right back after this quick commercial.
That's the guest bedroom. But right now it's the cat bedroom. Our dog was sleeping there, and cats have taken over. Okay.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, the Biden economy is
This is from our wedding. Need to put this somewhere safe.
for the year so far. Inflation, of course, the government cannot get a handle on it. 14% inflation. We've seen food prices surge over the last 12 months at the highest levels.
I'll put it here in the bathroom until I find a place for it.
Who specialize in precious metals, gold and silver. They are safe haven assets, and they're very conducive for climate.
There's my wife and her mother. She's a little girl. Where can I put this?
Useful tools to protect against, like we said, what is a disastrous economic situation.
And you guys have made it really easy for that person to take that first
Looking
step,
for
take the information,
space.
and it really is
I'll set it over here for right now.
You're absolutely right. All people have to do.
Do you remember these little?
Trump to 988.
Gosh darn it! Godfrey Daniels. Do you remember these little things?
9898. What that will give
I got that about 1972, I would say, 73.
markets and will help people, provide the information
Something very precious to me.
protect themselves in
You think I'm joking?
Because Philip, when you look around the globe, it's just not U.S. investors, it's world.
You remember these little things? They would sell them in every drugstore.
absolutely right. This is
Do I miss you? Only a few times a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Isn't that cute?
Bonds aren't working. They're losing losing to
I'll put that over here on this.
interest rates. Stocks
That
coming
there.
down at a massive rate, and it looks
Okay.
from the numbers that we've got a lot more to
We're almost there.
There aren't many options, so I think everyone today needs to be thinking about
This book
how to diversify and
needs
hedge
the binding
some
fixed.
sensible assets like gold and silver.
Look at the old-timey print there. So I almost hate to glue that back, then you won't see all this cool stuff. It's what is the book, you're wondering? It's Strand Magazine, number 6. It's a bound set of magazines. Whoa.
Thank you so much. It's our pleasure as well.
As I'm getting this house kind of in order, it's going to make these episodes more interesting, I think.
Philip, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian, as always.
Right Side Broadcasting.
Ooh, there's a comic strip
and the crowds
in this
showing the packed arenas and allowing you to
magazine,
see
The Strand.
They've covered hundreds of rallies, briefings,
Let's see what year it's from.
and the historic overturning of Roe versus Wade.
It says, "To Mother with Love, March 6, 1967.
Founder Joe Seals, creating a unique broadcasting
Sometimes-
experience that allows you to make your own decision rather than force feed
Sometimes
you
the curious things are
Don't
so
cut or
much
edit people's
of a
words or
joy
twist them
as
to
the
fit
beautiful
their particular
ones.
point of view.
May this
We allow our
be much
correspondents
good
to
reading for you.
open up
Happy
opinions
birthday,
while
Dolly."
maintaining Journalistic integrity. Brightside Broadcasting wants to continue our legacy with help from people just like you. Your donations and support allow us to continue to be the gold standard in live, unedited opinion
Anyway,
coverage.
The Strand Magazine, an illustrated
Sharing our
monthly,
broadcasts, subscribing on our
volume
social media
6.
platforms, and supporting us on our local
Maybe
site.
this is all British shit.
One-time contributions on our website are crucial.
What year is it from?
Thank you for all of your generous
Yeah,
support.
London. Ooh.
Welcome back.
1893.
Liz here with Right
Yeah,
Side
this is older
Broadcast
stuff.
Network. Today I'm joined with Christina Bob and
But it's
Vanessa
un-American. It's from
Broussard.
England.
And you can see
Anyway, I'll put this book over here because it's blocking access to the...
theme for you. We are live in
Where do I put it?
Waco,
Over here, perhaps.
Texas. It is absolutely beautiful here today. 75 degrees.
Ooh, 75 degrees. That's about 20 degrees warmer than it is here, but it feels great outside. Here, I'm going around like that John Travolta meme that, you know, apparently it's from Pulp Fiction. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction in a couple of decades, but Travolta's going around kind of like, what? Looking around. I don't know where to put this frickin' thing, man. How about in here? I don't want to scare the cats, though.
Know that we have hope that President Trump is running again, and that we are over halfway through.
Oh, shit. They're starting to play music in the background on this, and that's going to get me a copyright. Why can't the volume turn down?
Our stock market is crashing. Our inflation is through the roof. Even if you want to buy a product.
I'll just turn it off. Okay. Well, anyway, that's your assignment is to take a look at Gula Gogo. It feels great out here. Look at that. There's hardly any wind. Yeah, so I think spring started last weekend, or about a week and a half ago, but now we're finally getting kind of like spring weather. These were made from tractor chairs at my great-grandfather's farm. Man, that paint's peeling up. Gotta repaint those. Oh well. Fantastic, huh? Oh. So we got a bunch of boxes here, and Probably be a lot more, and I got some boxes over there. I'm starting to clear the floor here, more or less. Let's see. Maybe you guys want to look at... Oh, I've been meaning to look down here at these books and see what I've got. Oh, I see what I can do. Man, I don't know. I want to watch the Trump rally. I'm turning it back on. Okay. Yeah, these PS art books. You know, I recently changed the name of the show to Tomb of Terror, and I was wondering, do I have the reprints of Tomb of... God damn, that's loud.
And I've noticed too, all the seats are filled right now, and we're starting to get an overflow crowd hours before President Trump takes the stage. So that gives you an idea of how many people are arriving here in Waco to see the president start his campaign.
Oh, that's Channel.
Rally,
Oh, there's the volume.
24 election.
I can't see where the shit, man. I thought I was turning down the sound, but I was actually doing something with the channels. Okay, I changed the name of the show to Tomb of Terror, and the question is, do I have the reprints of Tomb of Terror? Here, this PS Art Books does these wonderful reprints of pre-code horror comics. Do I have these in alphabetical order? Oh, I do have some Tomb of Terror. I have volumes, this is issues 1 through 5. You used to be able, well, maybe you still can, at half-price books, they would have these. See, the cover is made slick. It reprints the original ads, and then the actual pages of the comic are on paper more like what they would have been like. So it recreates the feel of reading the original comics very well. And they would sell these for less than $10 at half-price books. They had whole end caps filled with these pre-code horror comic reprints. And of course, this is from the Harvey Company that did Casper and Hot Stuff and all but back in the early 50s, they did horror comics too. Anyway, so I have that first volume. That's cool. They also did hardcover versions of these, and they're still printing these. It's just okay. So this is issues 11 through 16. So I'm missing. Let's see. The Crypt Keeper of Castle Hills just put up a video. I was talking to him on the phone the other day. He's changed it from the comic Crypt of Castle Hills to the memory Crypt of Castle Hills, and he's diversified. Now he talks about records and concerts he's been to, and his favorite centerfolds and stuff like that. So it looks really good. Because the average human being cannot afford these comic books. I know you see on YouTube all the time these people that just have 1 million of these comics, the whole run of them, slabbed. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with being super rich, but we're not all super rich. See the... Oh, man. I have 2 copies of Volume 3. If you need Volume 3, and you have Volume 2, I'll trade you. See, that sounds just like when we were kids. Because I go to half-price books, and then I wouldn't know, do I have that one? I'm not sure. And I would accidentally buy them again. And then Graphic Man a few years ago was, didn't have half-price books near him. So I went out and got as many as I could and shipped them to him. But now I have a Half Price Books about an hour, a little more than an hour away. And when I went, the selection was not that great there. But Half Price Books, it only takes one or two cool people coming in and selling their collection, and all of a sudden, it's the most amazing store in the world. But when I went, it was pretty boring. Yeah, I guess that's all I've got, a Tomb of Terror. That sucks. Unless I have some in the other room. I've shown you all these books relatively recently, so you're probably not interested. This is Blood in the Castle of Dracula. Okay, let's look at this other room here. I've managed to clear out this whole space here. I'm proud of myself. And it's starting to look a little better. This is my mother here, and that's Tonto. There's another one of those little monsters I was showing you, but this is more recent vintage. The same mold, but this was probably from the 80s or 90s. That other one was definitely from the 70s. This Japanese guy, my mom got that right after the war, World War II, in Japan. She went to Japan, and what's cool, I don't know what this thing is that the guy's holding, but doesn't it look like a lightsaber? I don't know. So far, I haven't really entertained you guys. Let's do a better job. Okay. Are there any pre-code horror reprints in here? I don't think so. Oh, I just found a bunch of Flash Gordon books downstairs. I need to figure out where to put those. See, I've got books crammed everywhere. Like in here are all these books. These are books that are real long, and this shelf goes deep because it's hard to find a place to put them. And then this is actually where I need to put those Flash Gordon books. You see, these are the long books. Like, see, this little Abner book is super long. So that's why I have it here. Then in here, I've got Viewmasters. Let's look at Viewmaster stuff. That might entertain you. I have more stuff down in the basement. I need to bring it up. This is Superman the movie. This is the 1960s Superman Filmation cartoon. Snoopy and the Red Baron. These are little Spider-Man rolls of a little plastic television set, a viewer that you'd get. It was like a rack toy from the 70s. Busch Gardens, Tampa, Florida. Here's Disneyland, Main Street and Primeval World. I have, I know I have down in the basement the reel with, there's Land of the Lost, look at that. I have the reel with the Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe the Haunted Mansion too. Here's King Kong, the terrible King Kong. Wouldn't it be great if they had a Viewmaster reel for the 1933 King Kong? This is a vintage one, Los Angeles, Hollywood. I mean, vintage meaning older than the other ones that are printed in the 70s. This is obviously from the 60s. Here's Six Flags Over Texas. Here's Kiss. San Antonio and Austin, Texas. You know, it was Robert E. Lee that restored the hump. And by hump, I mean this hump there that was... they had to put that back there in order to put a roof on the thing. The thing was, after the 1830s, after the War for Texas Independence, the thing was a real wreck. And they restored it a little bit, put a roof on it, and then the U.S. Army was using it as a place to store equipment. What is this? What the hell is this? Oh, these are sample discs that have different kinds of stuff on them. Oh, here's Thor. This is from the 60s cartoon. Captain America, also from the 60s cartoon. Godzilla, this is not from the TV cartoon, but from, I think it's more from the, I don't really remember. It seems like it was more from, it's, you know, that's the cover of the first Marvel comic, but, I don't remember. Oh, this is my Popeye reel from when I was 3 years old. This one just says Batman Returns. I must not have a... these are just reels. I have random reels. That's Doctor Strange. Weird, Doctor Strange. Can you see anything there? I wonder if I hold this up. This is an experiment. I wonder if this iPhone's good enough that I can show you Viewmaster. Can you see that? Not really. Here's a vintage wacky package of Fang. I turned that into a real product. That's, you know, where I took this, blew this up with a color copier, and I bought a bottle of Tang that still had the original lid on it, but it was from some garage sale where someone had just stored, I don't know, jam or nails in it or something, and I bought it and then put the Fang label on it. And I think that might be something more of us should do, which is to create real wacky package products. I think that would be a cool thing. Okay, there's another one of those Popeye ones. I have the sleeve for that. Another Batman Returns. Carlsbad Caverns. I'm so glad all this stuff survived. Carlsbad Caverns. Here's another Disneyland, Adventureland. And, oh, I forgot I had this from when I was a kid, Secret Squirrel and Adam Ant. Let's go get the other Viewmaster reels from downstairs and reunite them all. This is what the Viewmaster viewers looked like when I was a kid, but I have an older one. It looks like that. And so I have a total of 3 of these. I've got another one like the accumulated. I'm trying to get everything all together, so let's go. That'll give me a mission. So I feel like this show actually has a purpose today. Yeah, my wife keeps telling me I need a haircut. I really do look like a lunatic, man. Oh, it's that light. Okay. What are we looking for? A Viewmaster reels, yeah. I think I put the Popeye sleeve without the reels over here. Where? Didn't I? Where is it? Oh, I bet it's in this drawer. Here it is. I knew it was around here somewhere. Okay, let's go down and rescue those Viewmaster reels from the basement. If you're watching this and it's around 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, and you're not watching the Donald Trump rally, you need to tune that in and then come back to this show. This electric football, maybe I should play that and scare the animals, because they've never heard that thing going. I haven't had that thing going since probably the late 70s. I imagine it still works. All right, we're down in the basement. My God. Oh yeah. There's more of them. There's Liberty Square. It's New Orleans Square and the Haunted Mansion. This really entertained me as a kid. Mammoth Cave. Damn it. Oh. Planet of the Apes, the TV series. This is another one that's from when I was real little. San Antonio, Texas. Now that's from the late 60s. Here's Tomorrowland. The Civil War. Oh, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Oh, look at this. This is from a Give a Show. This one I could hold in front of that light upstairs, and you could see the panels. I had to do that. Let's take that upstairs. Here's Dark Shadows. And Iron Man. Look, Wooden Nickel. It says, the Great Society will take you from the cradle to the grave. Here's another Wooden Nickel. On the back it says, printed to your order, right for prices. Norman Brock, 134 West Commerce, San Antonio, Texas. So that was the thing. You could get wooden nickels and put little special messages on the back. Small foreign cars are as safe as Russian roulette. This one's different. I guess it gives you a free taco. Ooh, look, this one's really cool. Davy Crockett Wooden Nickel. It says a souvenir from the Alamo, San Antonio, Texas. Wooden Nickel. 1960 large date BF. Don't know what that means. Wooden nickel. Peaceful coexistence means communist conquest without war. Oh, how about that? It looks like you're reading Instagram. People put messages like, peaceful coexistence means communist conquest without war. Ah, here's a Western Auto one. Wooden nickel. And here's another wooden nickel. How do I get light here? And this one says, excommunicate the Republicans. They think they're living in hell anyway. Here's a Poison Ivy from, I think, a Batman game. So, I guess I can put that over here with this Batman stuff. Just put it on top of the Batmobile. Okay. Well, let's take these Viewmaster reels upstairs, put them with the others, and then let's look at the Spider-Man Give a Show deal and see how that looks in front of a light. I have a... Where is my Give a Show? I have several Give a Shows. I think they're in a closet upstairs. So if it works, then maybe that'll be cool. I think there's somebody that has a YouTube channel where they show these Give a Show reels and put music with them. I think they show like the Marvel superhero ones, and they put the music, the library music that they would play during the '66 Marvel Superheroes cartoon. I need to find that channel again. Gotta go back and clean up some. That room back, one of those rooms back there used to be where the cats sleep, and the dog goes in there and does unmentionable things to mark it as her territory. So, gotta go clean up some turds, but I didn't want to do that here on camera, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I've got so much to do that I'm just gonna have to do it as part of episodes. You're just gonna see me cleaning and organizing. Okay. Okay, let's try this out. Which way does it go? I don't know if this is even working. I'll look and see when I watch this if that even worked. Okay. Where's my drink, man? There it is. Let's go down the back stairs and I'll show you the progress I made in the garage. And here are a bunch of Blu-rays and CDs and stuff like that. And there's the Betty Page that Jambo has behind him on 4-Color Fossils. Maybe I should, mine's a little bit worse for wear. Maybe I should have it behind me during 4-Color Fossils, and then we could all have the same Betty Page thing behind. Yeah, well. All right, well. I gotta change this light bulb up there. How anyone will change that light bulb ever? How do you change this light bulb over this? That would be too frightening for me. Here's the McDonald's Catwoman display, which I was never able to display back at the old house, but here I've got enough space to put it up. Of course, no one ever goes down these. Well, actually, we used these stairs last night as we came back from the restaurant. I don't know if I've ever shown these back stairs on this program. So. We go down the stairs. And got a lot of space now, incredibly. There's been a lot of progress made, just trust me. Anyway, this is a 3-car garage that will be we'll have it up. I'll have it fixed up nice here soon. I've been it's just been so cold out here that I haven't been coming out much and checking to see if there's any mail. There's 2 places they drop off mail. They can drop it off here, or they can drop it off in this other spot. Yeah. All right, amazing. Now I can go this way.